Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back after a longer period of time back to Project Wunderwaffe here on Your Professional Walkthrough channel. So this is the game which I looked into a while back, and unfortunately at the release it was one buggy mess. It was getting to the point where it was basically unplayable. However, in the past few days, when I was super exhausted after work, I cracked this thing up, and it seems that the major issues have been resolved. Therefore, we should be capable of setting up a brand new base that will create these weapons that will help to change the outcome of the war. And so we're gonna start a brand new game, and we're gonna see how this is gonna work. I do have a base already, but I didn't get really too far. One thing which I'm still slightly confused about is the mechanic around the warehouses, but I'm quite sure with your support, I'm gonna be able to figure this stuff out. So, we're gonna jump into a brand new game, and we're gonna go with the medium difficulty. The only thing which differs right now primarily in the difficulty is how many days you have in order to push back the front lines, and you have to supply 3 front lines with weapons in order to win the war. So with that said, we're gonna start our brand new base. So we are gonna have to manage our population, gold, science, electricity, water, and many more things. Now, as per usual, we're gonna have to go for the resources. Each time you start off, you're gonna have a different RNG when it comes to the resources. I think you're gonna have to actually dig a little bit even deeper now in order to accumulate some of this stuff, but other than that, I think we will be pretty damn okay. So what do we have at the start? We have tunnel, we have elevator, we have water pump, and that's about it. So we're gonna have to provide probably the basic infrastructure, such as the water pump and so on and such. So I'm gonna try to look up some potential way to dig in here. It seems like this can be a strong potential for us to start building a elevator shaft. And now we can start building our infrastructure. So let's say our water pumps and our power generators are gonna be required as well, because without the electricity, the facility just won't be able to function. We're gonna have a command center. This is a crucial building, which is gonna be responsible for us to see how much time we have on each front. And that is gonna be something which we will need to have somewhere close to where we are gonna stay quite a lot of time, or spend a lot of time, because this structure is gonna be basically responsible for us resupplying the front lines with the Wunderwaffe. So yeah, we can put it over here, and then we can theoretically put like the lab next to it. So before, for example, one of the bugs which was that if I speed up the game and I would go up, I would get like stuck to the top of the screen, and I would not be able to move around anymore. So over here we see our overall resources, and we see that we have 80 days. If you want to play it on hard difficulty, I think the time is reduced by half, so you really gotta hurry. And if you get like easy difficulty, you get like 120 days or something. Now, in order for us to do just about anything, we're gonna need to get our hands on a research center. This structure is absolutely crucial, so I'm gonna put it opposite of the command center, because we're gonna need to research a whole lot of stuff, and we're gonna have to include or research even mining, so that we can start extracting the copper, the iron, the stone, and the coal. There's also gold and uranium. I know, what a mountain full of riches. You can literally run economy from just this one location. I mean, there's a lot of resources to be extracted. So we have our science And now we need to start researching. So we're gonna start researching the train, and that's gonna like start bringing in the supplies. And right now everything is gonna mostly cost us money, but we need to do the mining in order to actually be capable of extracting, let's say, coal, copper, gold, and all these other things. And the further down we go, the more expensive and the longer it's gonna take for us to actually get to these things to be accessible to us. So first things first, we're gonna need coal. Coal is our ultimate resource because we use it with iron, with copper, and with gold. So we need to have a lot of coal if we wanna be capable of smelting. Then we should focus on iron because iron is used for quite a lot of production resources. And then we're gonna have to acquire also stone so that we can be making concrete and stuff like that. Okay, so we should be now able to do this. The space for a mine is like 3 tiles. So right now, this is the first one. We have 20 people or 20 workers who are going to be capable of working here. You can put 5 workers into a mine and you can upgrade it, but that requires refabricated or prefabricated walls. We're gonna have to take a look what we are getting. So we're getting wood and cable. Wood is the only resource which you are not able to acquire, so that's gonna be either obtained through shipments with the train, and the further down the road you go, the longer it takes for the train to bring any supplies, so you have to be careful about this. Also, before the patch 1.3, when I played this, it was like patch 1.1 or something. If I would decide to, let's say, delete or deconstruct the mine, I would actually lose the 5 workers. But now I don't have to manually remove them and then once again, like, try to demolish the structure. It will work now, so that's awesome. Also, we can demolish the tunnels and the elevator shafts, everything. So that's pretty damn awesome. We're gonna put down an iron mine over here, and the next thing which we are gonna focus upon is gonna be coal. So I'm gonna expand the infrastructure down here, put this down, and we have some coal over here. It's not as rich of a deposit as, let's say, the stone mine here, or even this iron mine, but it's the closest thing we have right now without me having to build too far out. It does not really affect that many things. It just takes time, and I would rather spend the time on something more productive. We're gonna construct the elevator shaft then from here. Okay, this is weird as heck. So we're gonna put down 5 guys here. It's only 259 kilos, so not really that great. And this is annoying. So what's going on right now? Okay, I'm trying to convert this damn thing. It's not really letting me do that. That's just weird. And here I was trying to say that the game is all fixed and whatnot. What's going on? Did I break it again? Holy fudge! It's not paused. It's not nothing. I'm not sure what's going on here. Maybe it's that the 2 elevator shafts cannot be built next to one another? I'm not sure. Cannot cancel this. Okay, this is weird. So let's do this in order for us to get the coal mine functional. And we have a new task, but we also need to mine for resources, and we need to construct the cement plant, which is gonna be one of our first facilities in order to produce some resources. I still have 5 guys, so I think... Wait, is this coal, copper, and gold? Okay, so for science we need gold, for quarters we need this, and for storage we need coal. Coal is gonna be obtained, so I think we will focus right now on the copper ore, which can be obtained through here. But I have seriously no idea what's going on in here. This is so funky. Okay, so if I remove this, you see we have the guys back. It's like not letting me build there. I don't understand it. The tunnel can be built next to it, but am I gonna have to like screw around with this in order to make it work? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I have to make this zigzaggy thingy in order to get some freaking resources out of this place? This is just annoying. But at least now the construction can resume. Okay, I have no idea what the hell happened here. Cannot turn this into an elevator shaft for some reason. Won't let me. We're gonna need the cement plant, but am I even mining stone? I think I am. Right? We have iron, copper, here's stone. Okay, so we're gonna need to put down the production. And that's gonna be our first structure responsible for manufacturing. I usually like to keep all these structures together, but I have to keep an eye out on the electricity and the water, because that stuff is important. If you run out, you suddenly find yourself in a situation where you just cannot continue to build anything because you don't have power, you don't have anything, and that just sucks. Prefabrication, let's go with that. We do have the science points. We still have like 20 science points, but resource recovery, we're gonna need to get some scientists in to help us out officially. So production, cement. Let's put it over here. So over here, we're gonna be responsible for manufacturing 3 things. We're gonna have to crush the stone, turn the crushed stone into cement, and then with combination of some metal, we're gonna be able to turn the cement into the prefabricated walls. And if you want to like upgrade your mine, so over here you see we need prefabricated walls. So we currently do not have any of them, but this is a bit of a trap, because I think you need the rebars, and you're gonna find out if you invest heavily into the upgrades for the mines, that you are gonna be screwed, because the only way you're gonna get the rebars before you have metallurgy research is through the shipments with the train. And if the train does not show up with stuff that you need, you're kind of screwed. So over here we have some stone, so we're gonna have to crush it. Then we're gonna have to turn the crushed stone into cement, and so on and such. We need to put in 4 of our guys, which leaves us with only 1 worker. Not the best. Let's go with quarters. We're gonna need quarters in order to get in more workers, of course. For some reason I'm not getting coal in. Maybe that's why. So let's do this. We're gonna have to first manage the population slightly better. So we're gonna have 4 workers in each of the mines in order for us to be able to do this. One thing which I notice about the game is that, for example, when I played this, I had different order of these things and I cannot rearrange them. So Yeah, that can get annoying because if you will, let's say, save up the game, load it up, and you're gonna suddenly find out that the prefabricated walls are in the middle and you are kind of screwed. So yeah, that's gonna be annoying. So let's speed this up. We're gonna be using this structure at the start quite a lot, but like I said, you don't want to use up all your rebars, so you have to be careful about that. And we're gonna need the rebars also and the prefabricated walls in order to get the metallurgy and the steel mill. Yeah, so soldiers quarters, I'm gonna need to get some freaking gold in, but I should be able to now get the workers quarters. Crushed stone is what we need. Who would have thought? Okay, so let's build the quarters. I guess we can go next to the lab. Over here, we can have like living quarters dedicated to workers and so on and such. Food rations, we don't have the cantina yet researched, so that won't do. But now I know that I need to put down production of gold. So here is a large deposit, so we are gonna build towards it. Put down the mine. We're gonna put in 4 guys to work, and we're gonna go into the coal and put in the full volume of workers there. It's gonna take a little bit longer for us to get stuff at the start, and we already have a sabotage. So from time to time, you're gonna receive a notification that the base is being attacked. And that's kind of funny considering that the enemy is 70 something days away from our base of operations. So it must be like the partisans or something that are trying to like ruin our chances. Okay, we have finally this, so we can go into warehouse economics. Resource recovery is quite nice, but we don't have the scientists. So we're gonna have to go with the, I don't know, production line is gonna be useful as well, but we need to research the previous stuff if we want to get those things, so that's gonna take a while. So let's speed this up. We can monitor the situation, but it's not gonna do too much. We see that slowly the numbers are going up, but it's gonna take a while for those numbers to be accumulated into some decent numbers that are gonna be some sort of a game changer for us. Gold is not an issue at the start, but you're gonna get to the point where you are gonna have to make sure that you are smelting gold by yourself, for yourself, because you're gonna need it for creation or manufacturing of chemicals, which are then further manufactured or processed or perfected into TNT. TNT is going to be used for explosives, so artillery ammunition, and all sorts of other funky stuff. We're going to go into the metallurgy so that we can get the workshop. That's going to be absolutely important. Steel mill we cannot get because it's blocked by this. For that, we need to increase our science, and for that, we need the lab. Cantina is what we need in order to get more provisions. So there's another thing. Weapons production line, and once we get some stuff, we can go for like a steel mill. But yeah, we need the sciencey points right now, so that's gonna require the lab. So let's see, intelligence laboratory. That has a space of 3 tiles, so we can put it over here. It doesn't really do anything. It can be upgraded, but its primarily focus is that it generates science. But you also need to have scientists in your base of operation. Otherwise, nobody is capable of producing that resource. And once again, we're starting to get to the point where we need both the power generator and let's build also the water pump. Let's crush some stone. It's gonna take a while. We're gonna make some cement. I would suggest for you to utilize the infinite option in the later stages. So like, let's say you have 3 cement plants. Make one for just crushed stone, make one just for cement. And the prefabricated wall is kind of iffy because you don't need it always, and it does dip into your rebars as well. So you better be careful with that. Speaking of, how many do we have? 160. Okay, so it might have been delivered in the meantime. Seems like this copper is gonna be depleted soon. All right. We're gonna have to move our copper mining operation, it seems. So let's start working on that right away. Copper has been depleted. We have 4 guys here, so I can delete this. And you see, now they're back. Before, if I would have done that, I would have lost those 4 guys, which made for a holy freaking nightmare of a scenario when it came to managing how many workers, quarters, and all these other things you need in order to actually staff these structures. It was a pain in the ass. Gold ore melting. Do you have the science? I want to get all the research I can, as for a while we're going to be stuck here because we're going to need to really start creating some of these resources. Efficient metal processing would be beneficial, but for that I need cement. And for us to get that, we need to crush some stone before we are capable of producing the refined ingredient. And not all the measurements are equal, so somehow out of 15 kilos you get, or 20 kilos you get, out of 20 kilos you get 15, and so on and such. So there are gonna be some discrepancies, I should rather say, and they can cause a few issues. So we're gonna go with the efficient metal processing. If we get the efficient wood processing, this is gonna allow us to start creating wood products that are gonna be used. So for example, we have, like, I don't know, crates for ammunition, crates for weapons, stuff like that need wood as the primary building material. Food rations, so we don't have them. We can go with the cantina. It's gonna fill in this space quite nicely. Cantina utilizes gold and transferred it into food rations. Fun thing is, you can actually send food rations to the front, but I usually find that the most economically efficient way to push back the front lines is to send out the explosives. Yeah, we don't have food rations. I can theoretically remove a person from one of these mines, put them over here, and we're gonna buy a bunch of these. And of course, because we are working at 25% efficiency, it's gonna take a while. Stone is still good. Coal, there's crap ton of gold ore. I mean, eventually I can theoretically demolish this mine and have it replaced with like this massive drill which occupies like 8 tiles, and it can mine multiple resources simultaneously. So for example, out of here it would mine both stone and gold. In here it would do coal and gold. So yeah, the benefit is it requires only one person to mine out set resources, but it takes a while to get to that point. Okay, I accidentally built a power generator instead of a water pump, so that's why we're having such a plus or surcharge in energy, but we are actually losing water. Stone is coming in slowly, so yeah, at start it can be kind of slow grind. We can do the military checkpoint. Iron plates, we are gonna require the actual steel mill to do that. And don't worry about the fact that the facilities like don't exactly match with the size. What you can end up doing at the end is like having multiple cement plants or steel mills. Trust me, one steel mill at the start is nice, but you're gonna need to increase those numbers eventually to having at least two, so that let's say you have continuous production of iron spules or gold, because research, purchase of explosives or chemicals to be transferred into TNT and stuff like that. We can theoretically upgrade this now because it seems we're getting our food rations finally. And thanks to that, we're gonna get 5 additional guys. So we can beef up the production in the cantina, and we can put them into the steel mill as well. I'm not really sure if it takes 4 guys or 5 guys. Okay, so right now we have only gold production, which I'm kind of confused about. But okay, we are able to craft some gold, so let's start that. And that makes me think I need to... what? Yeah, iron ore and copper ore. So we need to research literally everything. I seriously don't understand why in the world do I need to research mining when I can build tunnels and I can literally mine the resource from the tunnel itself. But okay, it's the way the studio decided to go with it, so I'm gonna respect it and complain continuously about it. I think that's a fair exchange. Once the iron ore is done, we're gonna get additional recipe, and this is gonna be absolutely crucial for us. So eventually, here's where I think there is potential for you to have multiple steel mills, because you're gonna need to continuously produce iron spules, as these are then turned into all these additional resources like pipes and rebars and God knows what else. So having a continuous production setup is absolutely beneficial. Plus the fact that you are able to cram in either 10 guys into one mine, or you're able to use that massive drill machine to like extract multiple resources simultaneously. If you come across such deposit, then it's gonna supply you much more steadily with resources to work with. Okay, we're gonna need actually in the production, I'm not sure if it's the production line which is responsible for producing what I need, but we need some prefabricated walls. So here I need to be careful. We have 160 rebar. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we can also make copper spules. Copper spules are going to be responsible for having cables. So for like, let's say, I don't know, electronics or something else, or just to have in the machinery. We're gonna see. I definitely need to put down quarters for more workers, but for that we need to increase the amount of food rations that we currently do possess. I'm gonna eventually have to build a warehouse as well. I'm totally aware of that. I want to like dedicate these tiles over here to quarters, so that they're all nicely grouped up. And and then we can build like a bunch of warehouses down here. I want to keep the production in one place, because if I'll go there, I'll just be able to open up multiple plants and just let loose crazy with the productions. So production line, we still need the prefabricated walls. They're being made. Once they are made, we are able to do that. And I need workers. Crushed stone, yes. Trying to make it so that it's somehow aligned. I think it's either officer quarter or soldier quarter, which is only like 3 tiles. So that should be fine. Production line is the same exact size as the steel mill. But we need more workers in order to put them in there. That's the primary reason why I'm building this. Officers' quarters are done later. So that's gonna be something which I'll be able to utilize. Let's upgrade this over here already. That way, I can use the additional workers to occupy the empty slots in the mines, for now at least. So if we have this, now we are going to be able to start turning these resources into what we need, so we don't get into some bottleneck situation. So iron plates are going to be absolutely necessary. They're further down refined into like more heavier forms of the iron plates, and these are used for fabrication of guns, entire artillery weapons, components for your tanks, or additional stuff. So iron plates are going to be absolutely essential. We can start with 5. We're going to then put down some pipes. Pipes are going to be used in order to be turned into like the cannon gun and stuff like that. So this is fully occupied. So let's see, no resources to dig out. Okay, so we can put down the mine over here for the iron. This is the stone. This can be now removed, and we can theoretically build out here to get to the copper, or I can just tap into this copper deposit over here directly, clearing out all these resources, making sure that we have nothing preventing us from building over here, because I'm gonna build into some depth. So let's see, we can make 2 of those. We don't have coal, so this is exactly what I'm talking about. You can go crazy when it comes to like building out your mines and everything, but coal should be absolutely essential, as this thing is responsible for you being capable of actually melting and smelting things. And I swear to God, I feel like I have 0 coal mines right now. It's stone, it's iron, it's copper, and it's gold. I have no coal coming in. So this will not do. We have to change that, or the entire steel mill will stop, and then of course our production line will not be able to do anything as well. Okay, what if I do... You see, this is what I don't understand. Why it worked here, goddammit. I will probably need more workers, but that also means more provisions. I'm keeping an eye out on that. Weapons, components, sure. It's gonna be an entirely separate facility, which is gonna be responsible for crafting rifles, pistols, and we're gonna have to definitely get the efficient wood processing so that we can put those rifles into things like crates and ship them out to the front. Stone is coming in slowly. Workers. These are both upgraded, huh? Okay, we can remove this. I honestly don't even recall what it was mining. Probably like copper or something. And we're gonna have to upgrade this, but we need the prefabricated walls. No coal. Of course. We can cram in the 5 guys for now. Right now the priority is set to mine out the coal, which is at 1,266 kilos. That's awesome. That's 1.2 tons. And once we get the prefabricated walls, I'll throw in the 6th guy. I know that I said that this can be mined out with that large, massive mining thingy, but it's gonna take a while for us to get there. And if I don't get more coal in, I'm gonna be royally screwed. We're getting signs, but it's coming in slowly. Like plate tectonic speed. And because we already have the prefabricated iron for stuff, I will be able to produce just more stuff in the meantime in the production line. But eventually, we're gonna run out of these resources, and it's gonna hurt me, so I need to change that. If I put in one more worker quarter, I'm not really sure how do I measure. We have 66 days. I have 1 worker. I'm not sure how I would measure the soldiers for checkpoints and scientists, but I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. So we can now increase the speed at which we are extracting coal. We still have 1 guy left. Damn. Well, the 1 guy can go into the cantina. Now I have 10 guys somehow. So what I can do is expand the elevator and build another mine for coal. Finally received some coal, so I was able to smelt some stuff. Let's make some more prefabricated walls. It's gonna allow us to upgrade eventually. So I'll speed this up slightly. And you gotta be careful when you play the game, especially in the early stages. If you put in more production than you can sustain, let's say I would put in the cables to be produced, but because I don't have cable spool, which requires the research of the wood refining to allow me to actually produce that stuff, what can happen is that suddenly you find out that the entire plant has been bottlenecked by that one resource which you weren't able to deliver. So you got to be careful about that. Okay, we're gonna upgrade this sucker. Speed this up. Those 5 guys are gonna go here. This way we are now bringing in even more stuff. We go into infrastructure. Our electricity is being drained. Can put down a military checkpoint in order to prevent at least the sabotage to occur too frequently over here. I don't have soldiers, however, so that's awkward. I'm gonna have to... What do we don't have? Cement. So by the time I run out of the resources, I need to make sure We're gonna get another water pump up and running. Otherwise, I'm gonna be in deep, deep trouble. 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. Stone. This copper ore is gonna be depleted soon. We have already reports of no resources. Okay. I'm not sure if I wanna... This is a lot. This is like puny amounts of coal. There's some copper, but what I'm looking for is stone. Because our cement and crushed stone production is just ridiculously slow. And I'm not a huge fan of that at all. So I'll have to come up with some alternative. Where is like a good deposit of stone? We have 5 guys, so that means only 1. Okay. Elevator. I would really prefer to have the option to build those more advanced mining structures, but I gotta do what I gotta do in order to bring in the resources. Get that cheddar, bring it home, and turn it into something more advanced. And for example, this gold over here, I will not be able to tap into because of how weirdly this is done. The elevator shaft would have had to descend over here in order for me to have a mine the size of 3 tiles be squeezed in, but I'm already like waiting to extract 1.3 tons of gold just out of this location. Plus there's 600 gold waiting to be extracted in here. So it's really not that much of a demanding thing for me. Stone is gonna be a priority right now. So we're gonna have to deal with that. Rations, let's grab them. At the start, it's good for you to build up some supply of these rations. It's gonna help you carry yourself a little further. And once we get the science, we can go for even the pistols. I really want to, however, get the efficient wood processing. So we need the prefabricated walls as is in order to accommodate for some of this. And here you see that these things, even with 100% efficiency, are done at certain pace. And eventually there's like science where you increase the efficiency at the production, but that's like a tier 2 stuff. So it's gonna take a while. Seems like the mine is about to blow, so we're gonna stop it. I'm not really sure. I don't think you would actually lose the guys, but if you do not manage to catch the sabotage on time and it detonates, it just like closes down the one mine, so you have to rebuild it. And because you don't exactly like get all the resources back, you would be kind of like losing resources. That's what I'm trying to say. Weapon production line is gonna be what is gonna be the first factory or production facility responsible for us being capable of pushing the front lines back once we start producing, let's say, MP40s, what's the carbine KR98s, and all these other weapons. Or I'm not really sure what's the shortcut for the rifles, which were famous in the German army during the Second World War. Science is gonna take some time to be accumulated, so that's okay. Not in a hurry. We are lacking gold ore. Wow. Prefabricated walls are waiting, so can speed this up. Now, these specialized locations are gonna be for the Wunderwaffe production facilities. So if you want to like make tanks, you have to build this outside of the mountain. It cannot be really built underneath the hill where everything else is located. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the size of these vehicles and stuff like that, so who knows. But the question is if it would be even efficient. I mean, playing with the mouse tank in War Thunder can be fun, but that thing is slow as hell and it's a massive target, and yeah, it just the maintenance of that thing alone would have to be a total freaking nightmare. I still like Panther tank from the German production of the Second World War the most. I think it's really beautiful vehicle. I recently, even like I think it was last year, read an article that some old German guy had an entire functioning Panther tank in his garage and the police had to confiscate it. I mean, can you imagine this guy has a freaking tank in his garage? God damn. Okay, weapons production line. This thing is not gonna be bringing anything really special until I get this research. Until I get that, I'm screwed. I need the prefabricated walls. But I'm kind of stuck waiting for certain things. And we don't have enough people. So, yeah. The weapon crates, that's what you need. The science. What is that? Iron spules. Yeah, we need 50 kilos of that thing alone. Stopping the sabotage. Quarters. We don't have food rations. We don't have cement for soldiers. You guys ate it all? I don't think these people eat it. I think it's just purely for like the production purposes. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Ah, that would not work. Don't have the iron spules. Can upgrade this in order to get more people, because the weapons manufacturing actually requires 5 people and we need the weapon components, so let's craft a whole bunch of them because that's gonna take a while. As these are combined, yeah, the 98k, that's the weapon. And I think I'm gonna go for like the MP40, and maybe we can go for the carbine as well. Soldiers quarters, no, it's 4, okay. Scientist, it's also 4, huh? Interesting, interesting. Don't have soldiers, so I'll definitely need to add in some soldiers. And we're gonna need food rations for scientists. We are not bringing in the stone fast enough, that's for sure. And iron ore is just not coming in. Well, at least I cannot complain about having lack of coal. So that has to be something. Put in the soldier. It only shows workers. I really wish we would see more things. Now, you don't need to necessarily go for the tech building in order to unlock the science tech tree. The current research progress will get you there, so you don't have to always look for set building. Just FYI. Let's go for the pistols while we wait for this. But I seriously need to get the production of wood on the road, otherwise I am absolutely screwed. And I won't be able to get more stuff done. So what are we missing? Is it iron or stone right now? Yeah, I think stone is right now bottlenecking me. But I did open up this thing, so if I upgrade it, it'll just increase the speed at which we are able to extract the resource. I think it's gonna be better for me to upgrade one stone mine and cram in 10 guys than have 2 stone mines and both work at slower pace. I mean, this is gonna still take forever in order to extract all these resources. It's like showing 122 minutes or something. So you can imagine how much time this takes. Once we get the crushed stone and the cement on its way, it's gonna be slightly better. Just slightly. Copper spules, that's okay. Mausers, those are the pistols. Still better to produce the rifles, but you need to research the pistols because reasons, I don't know. Don't ask me. Just keep in mind that you need them. And eventually we're gonna have to even upgrade the research facility. We are really bottlenecked here, huh? Unless I get the wood processing, I cannot make the wooden crates at the fabrication facility so that the weapon facility can actually do its damn thing. So, iron spules. We need 50 kilos. Let's see what mine is beeping this time. This time it was coal. Trying to hit us where it hurts. We have 58 days to go, so that's still a-okay. And once we have the efficient wood processing, once we accumulate the science points, for which I'm guessing I'll need to upgrade the lab, it should allow me to do what needs to be done. Iron ore is moving in slowly. Damn it. I just don't want to go too crazy with the mining or getting too many workers in here. The main reason is because eventually you're gonna like get to the situation where you're trying to go for the more efficient mining with the heavy machinery, and then you're just gonna have like a bunch of workers sitting on their ass and not doing really that many things for you, and it's just not that productive. Suddenly, I have all this goddamn stone. Miracle. Do we have what we need? Still iron spules are bottlenecking us. It's driving me nuts. How about now? Now we got it. Once we have that, this facility... Oh my god. They're actually like literally above you and you did not stop the sabotage? That's horrible. So now we are able to start crafting the empty boxes, even the cable spules and the empty boxes. The smaller boxes are used for explosives, so that's why I do this. And this is why you eventually will need 2 production lines. One to be dedicated for metal processing, one for wood processing. I'll leave it up to you, but trust me, if you will decide to go for the game, this is what you should keep in mind. Are we looking? Plenty of resources to be extracted. And finally, because we are starting to get the boxes and what we need, we're going to be able to start making the MP40s or just whatever is gonna be accessible. And I will need to upgrade this damn thing, but for that I will need iron plates, and iron plates require iron spools, which require iron in general, which I don't seem to have. So we're gonna speed this up again. This is why it's good for your first playthrough to have some buffer. I don't think it's necessarily important for you to use the easy mode. It's like a step away from never being attacked, and just like, I don't know, I guess you would be just building out your base in some sort of weird sandbox, but I think it would lose the whole point of the game. So I'm not sure if that's actually something they're gonna ever implement in here. But okay, let's go with the MP40s. More carbines. And again, speed this up. We're gonna make some gold, some copper. Right now, this one warehouse is working, but eventually it's gonna reach its limit, and we're gonna have to expand it, and that's when things are gonna start to get messy, and I'm not looking forward to that. So what do we need? Iron plates. Keep making iron plates. To be careful with how many of these things do I use. And until we like catch up with the production of iron and stuff. You see, this is why it's convenient for you to keep these things close to one another. Don't have that far to go. Once this facility is upgraded, it's gonna buff up our limit to how many science points we can get to. And that is gonna allow me to reach the second tier. And the automated mining is what I want to get. But in order to do it, we're gonna need uranium. And uranium is like really deep down. Fortunately, we don't need some sort of specialized tech in order to get to the deposits, but it's a pain in the ass anyhow. Especially since I don't see a way to reach it through here. So I think I'll need to build the elevator shaft down here. Put the tunnel like so. Like so. And we're still getting into the problem with not having guys to operate within the mine itself. So I'll still need to get some worker quarters in here. 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. And yeah, we don't have iron spools, so boxes in the meantime. So that when we get them, we can send out the weapons. But you have to send out a crap ton of these basic rifles and stuff like that. It's once you start producing explosives, things are gonna get better. with pushing back the front lines. So you can send out also cement, you can send out the food rations. We have like 1,500 pistol ammunition, which I have zero idea where the hell did it come from. I guess it's like a bonus for unlocking the second tier or something. And we can send out, you see, 900 pieces of pistol ammunition will buy you 3.8 days. So that's just wacky. 53, I don't know, let's send it down to southwestern front. Then we can push stuff to the eastern front. You can only send out one shipment at a time. You can have eventually like multiple of these command centers, but only from like one you are able to send out the shipments. So you gotta be careful about where you put that building, or you're gonna be looking for it and it's gonna be a total freaking pain in the ass. Let me tell you that. Pistol ammunition, I've never crafted that. We usually go for weapon components. That's the stuff which you need. That's the weirdest thing. You don't produce any additional ammunition, just pistol ammunition. No rifle ammunition, no submachine gun or machine gun ammunition, just the pistol ammo. Then you're gonna be crafting artillery ammunition, but that's like a whole new thing and a whole different beast on its own. Let's build it over here, and we're gonna put down this sucker over here. And put in 5 guys to get slightly irradiated. What do we get? Wood and cable. Wood you cannot get underground here, obviously, and eventually you will get research which allows you to purchase resources. So that's the only way in which you can accumulate more wood, because wood is going to be necessary for the crates in order for you to send out stuff anyhow. So yeah, fun stuff. Man, this is just plate tectonic speed, huh? Well, let's put out the cement at least so that we have something to work with. I have to be careful about the rebars so that I don't suddenly run out. I don't really want to be making pistols. They're not gonna help us out too much. Look at this. That's 11 pieces of weapons, and it's buying us 1.2 days. That's ridiculous. So, not a huge fan of it. And with all of this, 600 rounds of pistol ammunition and 11 weapons, we get 3.7 days. Let's beef up this front. They're gonna be doing their thing. It's gonna take a while. And so we have to wait for iron ore and all the other stuff. Warehouse logistics, efficient work of warehouses with your needs in mind. Flamethrowers and panzerfausts, sure. Computerization, better drivers, better quality for a wide range of devices, sure, we can go with that. We do have the science. Officers' quarters is the next thing which we can go for. So we're gonna be able to, at least while we have the funds, to research some of this stuff. Explosives are great, but you need to get a chemical plant in order to make them. So let's go with computerization. And once we have the fancy science, we can go with the other stuff. Automated mining is there. Advanced mine is the next thing which I'm gonna require, and resource recovery is also a great thing to get your hands on. Warehouse logistics is nice because it allows you to build greater warehouse and master warehouse. And these warehouses you're gonna need to build anyhow, because things like the German 88mm gun is not able to be stored in your original warehouse. Ah, for fuck's sake. It blew up my power generator. I did track it down. I screwed up, okay? Give me a break. This knucklehead is doing a terrible job. I have 2 sabotages? Oh, wow. That's interesting. You can remove this in order to mine out some new stuff. And something's happening with our water production. Somehow it's been completely shut to hell. So hopefully this water pump is gonna help us out. Status up, it should change the amount of water we have. I'm not really sure if this is like in Fallout Shelter, where if you don't have water or food, the population will just starve and die one after another. I haven't really tried it. It's just usually you need water and things like that in order to just generally function. So 2, 4, 6, that's okay. 3 of these, 2 of these, sure. Let's build more of these suckers. Don't have the iron spules because I'm not smelting anything. And I can make some MP40s, so let's make it happen. 8 to be exact. Let's go with advanced mine. This thing is a beast. Seriously, like it is a game changer. These 2 can be removed. That's 14 guys, which I'm gonna be able to take away from here, and I'm gonna be able to tap even into this 1 gold deposit. So it's absolutely awesome. Infrastructure over here, this tunnel. So all of this is gonna get cancelled, and I'm gonna use it over here, and then over here as well. But I don't want to be like too cocky and start just deleting things left, right. Now, the thing to keep in mind is that we of course have to first have the necessary resources in order to be able to accommodate the advanced mining facility. That takes some stuff. It's not just for free, even though I would love it if it would be, but that's what I'm working with. I don't want to put the guy over there, so let's put the production of the iron in here. I want to clear all of this out so that we have the necessary room for the construction. It's going to be quite dense in here, but there's a good reason for that. Don't have weapon components because we don't have iron plates, because we don't have the iron spule or the iron plates or whatever. We just don't have stuff. Okay, so iron plates are required. This stuff is absolutely amazing, but if I would start messing around with these mines, I will run into a huge problem, as it's gonna cut off the stone mine over here. I don't want to do that. Looking for other potential deposits where the advanced mine can be placed. This stuff is the shit. It's awesome. I honestly don't know if my bottleneck is in the iron. How the hell do they get all the way down there? God damn it. I have to check. Iron. Iron ore, 6.6 kilos. Yeah. Guessing that's what's bottlenecking me. But yeah, I haven't been bringing in the stuff fast enough, so let's speed this up slightly. And because we have Those 8 cases, I can send them over here. They're not gonna buy me too much time, but it's the only thing I currently do possess. So I guess there goes something. Let's get some of this, and let's keep making these. A few more of these. And already we see chemicals which are required for the flamethrower production, but that's a little out of my reach currently. But if we get the iron plates, we're going to be able to tap into all of these resources over here. Because iron seems to be right now what I'm lacking. Since I have multiple mines dedicated to stone and coal, that should not be an issue. What do we need? Iron plates. Yeah, I need to not turn them into weapon components, unfortunately, if I want to get stuff done. Energy is also starting to be affected. So power generator and water pump. Let's get them done. Unfortunately, the basic ones will not push out the energy and the water limits of your facility. So you will have to eventually research the more advanced structures so that you can store more of said resources. Are we there yet? Yes. Okay, so this thing is huge. And it's gonna be definitely a great help because it produces resources at much higher speed. So it mines at 300% the rate. So if you have 5 guys at 100%, and if you have like 10 guys at what, 200? Is it? Yeah, then one guy is able to do a much more productive job than 10 guys are able to do, basically. It does cost some resources, but it's well worth the investment in the long run. Especially if you have like multiple of these suckers running simultaneously, it's gonna be bringing in so much stuff, you're not gonna know what to do first. But because of these facilities like this, it's gonna be a little tricky. So here's the thing, there's still a lot of resources to be mined out, but there's also this gold. That's why I want to build the second one over here, because it's gonna be bringing in the gold and some of that leftover coal. So let's upgrade this. And what do we need? Iron plates again. Iron plates require iron spools. That's gonna again take some time. But now we have iron coming in from multiple locations. And at much larger quantities as well. Okay, they are kind of annoying this time with these sabotages. I kind of found out that once I was able to like reach certain point, the sabotages were not as aggressive and not so like ever present. Plus, with the enemies being 47 days away, it's kind of idiotic to think that they're literally knocking at my doorstep constantly. But it is what it is. So, this guy requires iron plates. Give me those iron spools. Oh, come on! Is my warehouse full, or what's happening? Guys, don't piss me off. I swear to God, we just produced some. So what the hell are you on about? Do I need to make another warehouse? Seriously? Okay, let's do the goddamn warehouse. This is where things are gonna start turning messy. As I found out previously, you did not really have to like do too many things, but now I might have to like prioritize certain resources to be allocated in here. But we're gonna see how this is gonna work out. Maybe at least all that freaking iron spool is gonna suddenly appear somewhere. So maybe this is still something which should be slightly fixed. I never said to go out and buy the game. Careful. I'm just returning to it because I think it has a potential. That's it. That's it. I just like to build things, and this is an interesting concept. That's all that I see in this game. Could they have done better job during the launch? Absolutely. Do I think they kind of screwed up? Absolutely. But it is what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna try to put in those iron spools so that they are there and they don't go to the ether. And I'm not losing this stuff because it's kind of driving me nuts. And how the hell is it possible that I'm completely out of these crates? Again. Damn it. Okay, these guys have done all their job. So I think this is iffy because I can do like multiple things here. Hold on. If I build it over here, it's just gonna have massive amount of resources to tap into. But now I don't have cable and iron plates. And cable requires the copper spool. And it will require the cable spool with the copper spool to produce cables. So now we will be able to put in just one guy. And he's going to be able to extract the 2 tons of gold and 154 kilos of the leftover coal. And he's going to be able to do it much faster than these 10 guys at the coal deposit in here. But I have like 33 dudes who need the job, so infrastructure, build it out, mine it out. The mines, I find out that eventually they're gonna fulfill like a role like this, where you take just a bunch of guys to extract these small amounts of resources out of the earth to have the space to construct things. And it's good if you have like backup then for additional plants, because you're gonna be able to just wreak havoc and just have like 2 cement plants or something and just go bananas with the production. And once you get that production rolling, it's game over for the enemy. Just have to watch out for potential bottlenecks. Do not kind of screw yourself over. But the game does have potential. It's still not there fully yet, but it's now at the stage where it actually can be played without you wanting to smash your hand through the goddamn monitor for all the BS that you have to put up with. And I think that's quite the goddamn achievement, because nobody's regulating the games properly, which I think it's absolutely problematic on its own. should be done in order to prevent abuse. Don't even get me started on the fact that Starfield is a top-selling game without the fact that it's not even released. I'm absolutely terrified that it's going to turn into No Man's Sky upon its release, or some fiasco like Fallout 76. And if it's going to be running on that shitty Bethesda engine, it's just going to be woof. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow if they screw it up. And when has Bethesda not effed up the release of some game, you know? That's why I don't understand how people are capable of going for the pre-release purchase. I'm gonna cram in a bunch of dudes so that they are mining at least something. And this has been already depleted. Nice. Wow, this guy has already depleted even this. Damn. That is awesome. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the initial episode of Project Wunderwaffe. So if you did like it, give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more, of course, let me know through the comment section. And you can let me know also about the other games which you're looking forward to that are being released in this year. I mean, holy fudge, we have some pretty damn epic games being released. So the rest of the year 2023 seems to be looking interesting. Starfield, Project Skyline 2, and God knows what else. So there's a lot of potential for you to have lots of fun gaming, and hopefully you're gonna find the time to join me and just have some chat about video games and enjoy some fun content here on the channel in the meantime. And I want to thank you all for the amazing support this year. We are getting close to 500 subscribers. It means a whole lot to me. So with that all said, thank you all, and bye-bye for now.